Hey guys, happy magic fabulous Saturday. I am so sorry about yesterday. I just honestly I came home, I was so tired, I fell asleep, and then whoops, why is that? Honestly, I came home, there we go. I was so tired, I fell asleep, and I was helping a friend later on in the evening, and yeah, it was just one of those days. By the time I remembered, I had forgotten about our live video. It was well into the evening. So today we're going to be using the Peaceful Moments, the Wildlife Wonder, and the Enjoy the Journey. Yeah, Enjoy the Journey paper. And so I hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I want to show you some of this Enjoy the Journey paper because it's so pretty. Let me just grab. I'm pretty sure I sorted it out. And so I love how it has these mountain ranges on it. So good, right? So nice. And it's very, you know what this also reminds me of is, remember that, oh gosh, what was the name of that paper that we had? Oh, look at the wind. I hadn't seen that before. And the colors are super vibrant. And this is the sheet that we're using today. Let me make sure there's none that I missed, and then I'll show you the back sides here. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. That's it. I think that's all of them. Yeah. And let me show you the B sides. And so we've got the stars, which is nice, like a starry sky. Then we've got this fun little pattern. I like this one. I was thinking this would work with a lot of different things. Very good B-sides for this paper too. This actually reminds me of tortilla chips, actually. This would work with the tacos. And so the B-sides are really good neutrals. And let's see, what's the B-side of this one? Oh, that's right. It's like a nice little tribal almost pattern. Reminds me a little bit of like the totem pole designs that you can sometimes see in Alaska. So what I did to cut our paper is I cut, see, this is what was left over from our paper. So this centerpiece, unfortunately, is not as cool. I wanted the trees, but in all honesty, I think I could have trimmed off these trees and gotten more of the mountain in. And I'll show you what I mean when you see some of the paper. And so, you know, I can still use this piece for something else. I don't know if I would use this side as much as I'd use maybe this side because the pattern. So we'll see. But so when I trimmed it long ways because I wanted to get the landscape. So I put it in my trimmer like this, and I trim it at 3 3/4 this way, which trimmed this tiny bit of the peak of the mountain off. I actually probably would have gone like closer to 4 1/4 and then trimmed off this strip maybe, because I didn't really need the trees. And I'll show you in a second what that means. And so hang on, let me get our pieces out. So this is our card today. I made a couple samples because I'm starting to make those 30-second videos that I was telling you about the other day. So I made 2 versions. I've got this great this green version, this shaded spruce version. This was a challenge from my leader, Candy. She's my upline. She wanted us to use 2 different colors of green for the challenge this month, our creative challenge in our crafting group. And I thought this was a fun little take on it. I was going to use the bear because that one I tend to use all the time, but instead I used the wolf, and it looks pretty cute. And then I also thought it would be fun to try it with the purple just to see. And I still managed to use the embellishments. I wasn't sure they'd work, but they will work great. And you see how this piece has a big chunk of the mountain. If I had moved up a little higher, I was trying to get this as like I was trying to get the trees to be like in back, and it just didn't work. It didn't look right when I was doing it, and you'll see when I start cutting things out. So we're using these 2 stamp sets. This stamp set has the best script. It's from I think it'll probably leave the catalog in May because it's been around for a couple years now, but it is so good. The font is just so good. And the sentiments are good too. With deepest sympathy, thank you. Wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. So that one I used for a wedding, but you could also even use it for a birthday or a graduation. These are moments we'll look back on with joy. Thinking of you with all my heart. Congratulations. You shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. Life is better with a friend like you, and always remember. I mean, such good sentiments. And these ones are okay sentiments too. I just, sometimes the versatility of some of our actual, just, you know, I call them sentiment stamps, but of the sets that are just words, are sometimes even a little better than the ones that come with the images. And so I just felt like that was a little bit better. These ones are a little more neutral. Obviously, it's meant maybe for a man, which is why they have the animals. But I don't know. I've used these animal, you know, oh, here's the other green one I have. See how the mountain range is kind of cool? I've got more of a mountain range here as opposed to the other one. It's all based on how the paper falls. And so, but I mean, they still look really good. It's just, it's a little bit lower down, but it's fine. All right, so let's get our stuff out. I'll do the green one first because it's right here on top. Ooh. Okay, almost losing my pieces. Okay, so I used mint macaron and I used shaded spruce. Wow, I've got like extra mint. I've got a lot of extra paper in here, I think, because I was just going nuts with my paper. And you see, I wanted to kind of have these trees layer I wanted the punched out trees to kind of layer the trees on the paper. And it just didn't quite work. It just didn't work like I wanted it to. So in the end, you don't even see the trees. So if you want to get more of the mountain, I recommend you cut at about 4 1/4. And then you'll get that whole mountain range, and then you can trim off most of these trees. So that's just a tip for you. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock for my base. Then this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this piece here is 3 3/4, so 3.75 by 5. And so 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And so I'm just going to layer these up real simply, no ribbon or anything. And so I just liked having the different which is kind of funny. I don't normally do like a card like this that's all, you know, kind of like keeping with the one color almost, but well, it's 2 different greens technically, but. And so mint macaron and the shaded spruce. And the shaded spruce is part of this background in here. A lot of this is garden green, I believe, but shaded spruce and the mint mixed together make the mountain range. And so that's how I wound up choosing these. Let me get this a little brighter on here for you guys. And then I chose this mint macaron strip. It's only 1 inch by 1 inch by 5 inches. And so it's just 1 inch wide. And to get my little trees, this is the evergreen border punch. And you can do a border. You can do a border. It's going to show you the negative space. So you see, if I had a, like a bigger strip, what I could do is I could cut, move this over and cut again if it was a longer strip, and cut, and it'll make a nice big border. But I actually wanted the trees. It'll make like a window border. It's kind of cool. But I wanted just the trees, and so I trimmed them out. Just a little snip, snip to trim those out of there. And that way I had my trees. And see, I can throw this away and I'm good. And so that's how I got all of my little trees. And I actually just gently put a little bit of glue, a tiny bit of glue just along the bottom. You could use glue dots even. Glue dots might be better. I did get a new glue eraser. I know I'm going to find the glue eraser, I bet you, this weekend, because I just bought a new one. You know how that is, you know, you buy a new tool and so I didn't want this bottom showing. I kind of like, you know what, I'm going to try it. No, because I want to put my sentiment. Never mind. I'm lying. Okay, so I didn't want the bottom showing because I'm going to put my sentiment here. And so I wanted my sentiment, I wanted a clean line. But it could have worked the other way. I'm going to glue them together and see. Oh, this one I glued. My bad. And you're just going to line them up along the bottom. Oh yeah, because see, we've got the seaming here, and I didn't want the seaming. You could possibly have hidden that seaming if you had used the border. If I had used the border punch continuously, I just didn't. I'll have to try another video where I use the border punch in a more seamless manner so you can see the real effect of how it works. It'll do a continuous image if you do it just right. Okay, let's see. I've got a little bit of extra on the side here, so I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. Good. All right, good, good, good. All right, all on there. And then I probably should have stamped first, but I'm a little tired today, you guys. So tired. I'm really shocked I'm this tired. I'm going to go ahead and make this one a congratulations. The other ones I had different sentiments, but I'm going to use this one and make it a congratulations card. Okay. I love this script. It's so nice. And oh, and then we also need to stamp our wolf. Yeah. So let me stamp the wolf real quick because we're going to cut that out next in a minute. Okay, good. He came out good. All right, so we're done with our shaded spruce. I'll clean this off here in a second. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my my strip across. So the trees will be along the bottom a little bit. And I actually think that's okay. I was, like I said, I was trying to get them layered here in this way, and it just wasn't working. So instead I chose to cover up the tips, and you'll see just the little layers in the bottom, but I still think it looks good. I don't know. I just, you know, you guys might want to try something different and cut it off, but this, I was too far gone. And honestly, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on some of these trees to make sure they hold down. And so I just put a little tiny smidge on the bordered trees. So we're going to get this here. Oops, let me move that up. I want to cover that one little mountaintop there, tip. So you've got this nice little mountain range. And then we're going to cut out our wolf. Remember, you turn the paper, not the scissors. And so, man, I am amazed at how tired I am. I'm sorry, you guys. I'll try and be more. But while I had the energy, I wanted to make sure I woke up really early too. It's one of those days. I might have to take a little cat nap here in a little bit. All right, and so you turn the paper, not the scissors, and that'll give you a better, and see, I try to round all my edges because I don't really want any sharp looking edges. It just looks smoother. Yeah, that looks good. And we're going to pop some dimensionals on this bad boy. And we're going to put him down. Simple card, you know, in a reality. So I'm glad you guys tuned in today, even though I'm really late. And so I'm 12 hours late or whatever, how many hours late. Let's see. I guess it's more like 18 or 19 hours late now. And so there we go. Put our little wolf And then I wanted to put some pebbles, and I don't know if you remember the pebbles that coordinated with this stamp set. Oh, it was Horizons. That was the name of the, something Horizons, anyway, was the paper that I was thinking of. Anyway. So I wanted some little pebbles, and because we used to have like gray and brown pebbles. They're still in the clearance section if you want the pebbles, but they're brown. And I just wasn't sure. And I thought, oh, you know what? These Faux Sea Glass, and I think these are technically mint macaron colored. I'm not sure. I have to double check. But I think these are mint macaron colored. Whoops. Wayward pebble. And so I chose 3. I'm going to put a small one right here because it's a little crowded. And so I just chose 3 and just adding, and so it's not too girly. You know, if I had put rhinestones, it would be a little more girly, but I think that that's a good look to it, you know, just adds the right touch. And then I'm going to quickly just put in a layer inside layer. I didn't stamp it this time because I didn't really want to add anything floral to it, or, you know, I just thought, no, you know, what I could add to the inside would be, oh, I have these extra little trees. I'm going to add these to the inside. Let me cut this one. There we go. And that way they're both trimmed. I could put these on the inside. I had 2 extras. And so that'll be cute. Just add that little piece to the inside just because. There we go. That's fun. Just a little extra something. And so there's our first card. Done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then I had a thing about trying to do a purple version. I'm not quite sure. Oh, you know what? I really wanted to use this cardstock with this paper. And you know, the paper has 2, you know, it's half purple, half green. So I might as well make 2 cards of the same style. It's kind of how I was thinking. And so that's how I got on this weird subject with the, whoops, I have all this extra paper here. Let's see if that's, yeah. With the, I forgot what I was saying, so never mind. All right. And so, oh, the purple, I need that strip. Okay. So this is Starry Sky. Let me grab the Starry Sky ink. This is Starry Sky background. It sort of picks up the dark in the trees. It's not exactly a match, but it does pick up that hint of, I didn't want Night of Navy. I needed it to be more purple. And so this was the best compromise in my opinion. The orchid might have also worked, but I don't know. I just loved how the Starry Sky added a contrast. So it's kind of funny because we've got dark, light, and then the landscape. And in this case, we've got light, dark, and then the landscape. So it's a little bit opposite of each other a little bit. And then we're going to punch our trees the same way I did the others. We'll punch those out. Same thing. And so I've got some trees here. There's a little extra chunk on this one. We'll cut that off. So when I went to trim them, they were a little, I didn't trim them as closely because I want them to get tightly against the edge. So just a touch, because you just need a touch of glue so that it'll hold to the gorgeous grape. So you don't need too much. You don't want it to slush out. I think, I don't know if that's the right word. My brain is just not functioning. But I don't know if you guys saw my little Minnie Mouse videos, and then I have a 30-second video for this one. I already made it. And so I'll be putting that up. And so I've been trying to add those little 30-second videos just to see how it goes. See if that increases my viewership, you know, just to see. All right, and then we'll pop that on there. Let's see. Whoops. Wayward tree, man down. There we go, man down. There we go. Good, good, good. Done. All right. Then I'm gonna stamp a sentiment. I'm just gonna stamp, I have thank you here handy. So I'll stamp thank you with Starry Sky. I usually try to stamp before I even glue on. So my brain, like I told you, is not really, I'm doing everything backward here. I usually would have stamped that first before I put the trees in case I messed up. And so my mistake, you guys, my mistake. I just got so overzealous with the trees that I forgot. Oh, and then we're gonna glue this on. Like I told you, just a smidge on each tree to make sure it's gonna stay down, you know. Okay. And then I wanted to cover that one treetop that was right there in the center. All right, there we go. And this is 1 inch by 5 inches of the Gorgeous Grape strip. And so that is real easy. All the layers I chose were real simple. And I don't have an extra tree to put on the inside of this one, so we'll just glue our white inside, no problem. How are you guys this Saturday? Hope you guys are doing well. I actually went and got my car washed. Since I was so tired, I couldn't sleep, and so I went ahead and was like, you know what? You are awake, so let's just go wash the car. I just really needed it vacuumed out, and it was real dirty on the outside. It's gonna rain later, probably, so it's kind of bad that I went and had it washed, but I didn't care at this point because I really just needed help vacuuming it out, and I just didn't have the energy to go and try and vacuum it myself. And so, all right, so we're gonna use the Starry Sky, oh, I put it away, for our wolf. I haven't done too many cards with the wolf. I often use the bear, as you know. So, a little change to use the wolf instead. Oh, so good. I just love this stamp set. Okay. And again, we're gonna cut, let me just cut this off. All right, and so we'll go ahead and there we go. So it's not a Disney card today. I feel like I have so many Disney ideas. I actually need to do, today is the anniversary of Winnie the Pooh. When the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh came out, the original one from when I was a kid, from 1977. Well, I guess it was re-released because obviously I was only 1 year old when it came out. All right, and so, but I love the Little Black Rain Cloud. That's my favorite little song. So yeah, it's the, I think it's the, so it's the, what is it? 26th anniversary, I guess, of it or something. There we go. There is our nice little card. And I wasn't sure about the embellishments. I almost colored these and thought, oh, I'll just add color to them. But actually the white Faux Sea Glass works perfectly with this particular card because the white on the mountains. And so it actually was just right. I guess that is right there. Okay. And so it was just right to have that, the white Faux Sea Glass. because even though I was going to color it purple, but it's like, you know what? The white is just fine. It picks up with the white wolf, the white background of the wolf and the white in the mountains. So it was just right. And these are the faux sea glass shapes. Now these will probably retire. They're more than likely going to retire in May because they've been around a year. Many embellishments don't stay too many years. Most of the time they stay just 1 year and then they go. And so if you guys like these, I would get them soon, only because they will, as soon as things start retiring and they start announcing exactly which items are leaving, things sell out really quickly. The cardstock and the ink sells out really quickly because people have their favorite kind of ink. Like I love this Starry Sky. I probably, if it's not retiring yet, but next year it will. And when it does, I'm probably going to buy an extra pack of cardstock because I just love the color of this Starry Sky. And so, yeah, so those are our cards today. Cute, right? I thought they turned out nice. And so I thought they were cute. Nice cards. And so let me just get that. This one's like a little dirtier. Oh, and this is called a Stampin' Chamois, and it's dirty from the ink. It's not moldy. It's just dirty from the ink. And so I just wash it, and then I buy a new one every so often. Like here's the other side. The other side has the same, So it's just the ink. It cleans it off like a miracle little product. It's just water and a sponge. It's just a chamois sponge, and it's just perfect for cleaning up your stamps. So if it's and it's just really convenient because it just has the water as opposed to all the cleaner. I don't mind. I have another cleaner here. This is called the Stampin' Scrub, and it is actually really good. Like I don't know if you can see, but there's some little chunks of ink inside these little spots. And so actually that's when I would want to use the Stampin' Scrub. And it has a wet side. You can't, it's been marked, but there's a little image on the side here that says wet. And we added the paint. My friend added the paint for me so that I don't get it mixed up and can use it in the future. And so it's not really soap. It looks real soapy. I sprayed it a lot. Usually I don't spray that much. And then it'll scrub out and it also moisturizes the rubber so the rubber can stay nice and fresh. Yeah, it needs just a little bit more, but these are nice little brushes that can brush in the spots that are you're not going to get with the sponge. And it moisturizes that rubber, so it's perfect. And it's really inexpensive. This little bottle, I think, is like $4. And the scrubber, I think, is maybe $8, $10, something like that. It's not too pricey. And so they're already clean, but since I have it out, I might as well. And so just cleans everything up. And that's it. So this is the Stampin' Scrub, which is the more advanced cleaner in case you have something that you're wanting to make sure that all the little divots are all little pits and stuff are all nice and scrubbed out. So yeah, so there's our card, guys. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for tuning in and watching me this Saturday morning. Let me see. I also had, this was the other version I had, the Thinking of You with All My Heart. And and then I did a thank you with the green. And so they're all a little different, but they have the same effect and the same basic. This one I put up a little bit higher, but these ones I put a little lower. Still so cute. So, well, thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great day. All right, bye.